What is up? What's up? What's up? All right. Hey, how's it going? Do a little bit of a mixdown session on the song. All right. So let's see. Starting with the drums. First, I'm just doing a basic balance through the mixing board, and then after I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to the other hardware. Here we go. If you have any questions, if you want to jump in, say hello, that would be awesome. All right. What is up? Hey, how's it going? Before, after. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Hey, Sarkios, how's it going? Just doing a mixdown session here. Balancing it first on the mixer, then gonna run it through the hardware. Thank you for liking live, and if you've just joined in, please tap the screen and give a like on the live. Thank you so much. All right. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. What tubes do I use in the Clark Technic? Great question. I actually made a full video on that. It's my second one down, I believe. And it's like a 3 or 4 minute video, and I go into details. I show the pictures. I describe how I switched it out. I show how I talk about how I switched out the tubes and the valves. Yep. So definitely check that out. It is worth it to switch out the tubes. I haven't actually plugged this mix into it yet, but yeah, the Clark Technic is kind of a cool little EQ. Where are you from? You said you have a... Oh, you're specifically looking ones that are close to the Pultec? Well, you can give a try of the tubes that I use. There are a lot of good ones though. If you're looking for tubes close to the Pultec, what I would personally do is try to get vintage tubes. Something made from like the 1950s, 1960s, something like that. Eastern Europe. That would be awesome. That's what I would personally do. It depends on your budget though. I don't know if I would invest heavily in the Clark, but yeah, definitely check it out. And check out the video and come back if you like. That's awesome though. And thank you for liking the live. I get to do acoustic guitar. This bass is gonna, I'm gonna have to definitely run the bass through down here through the external EQ. Andrew from Connecticut. Way cool. Nice to meet you, Andrew. is really wonky, but you know, this was just a fun song to record. Hey, what's up? Hearts? Bass before? After. Actually, it has some tone now. Before. After. Alright, this is just pre-EQ. I'm gonna EQ it more in a little bit. I don't know how much I'm gonna do on camera, but I'm gonna have to get back here and connect some of these cables right here. Alright. We'll start from the beginning. Alright. Mixer. Minus Venus 320. Yep. Oh crap. That's took a long, but it's okay. I'll fix it in just a minute. You said an SP Vitalizer. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, the SP Vitalizers are super cool. What I like the best about the Midas board? The EQs on it, actually. I find when I use the EQ on it like I'm doing now, when I get to the end of the mix and I start using the other EQs, I don't need to use very much. I can just use a little bit and it gets the job done just right. The EQs on this are very powerful, especially on vocals and drums. On all instruments, really, though. just use my imagination on that. You said what? Playback device, DAW, or is it? Oh, I'm actually just using my Alesis right here. Computer is turned off, so I'm just using this controller. Computer is totally off, which is kind of nice. Don't have to deal with that blue light. Yep. But the thing it is about the Alesis is the fans are very loud. You could probably hear them. I can switch them out to a quieter fan, but you know, at some point. All right, here we go. All right, I'm almost done with the prep. This is just the prep, and then I'm gonna do the main mix. All right. It's difficult for me to listen to this without reverb on that vocal because there is supposed to be reverb on that vocal. Maybe I'll go ahead and set that part up now. All right. One more. Let's see what I got so far. I think I'm about to turn on the reverb. And I'm definitely going to need the vitalizer. This is going to be a trickier mix because of how it was recorded. Not a straightforward mix like some of the other. Anyways. Alright, let's see. I think I'm going to start with the reverb. I hope I have it connected already. I really hope I plug this in. What bass guitar did I use? I used this one right here. This little guy. Fender Precision Bass. Yep. Fender Precision Bass. Alright, here we go. This is my least favorite part. I was having to get down here. I wish I had the camera closer, but gosh, I hope I have this set up already. And it is not. It is not set up. Damn. Alright, effects 1. I thought I had it set up, but I don't. I gotta get some reverb on the vocals and on the drums of the room. Alright, send out in. Alright. Return, where the return's at. Okay. Those already technically should be plugged in. Nope. Oh no. It is plugged in, but it's plugged into the wrong, alright. Send out. Okay. What? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your morning, your afternoon. I want to use my analog spring reverb, but I gotta come over to my cables here because, alright, the cables for that I think I put somewhere else. Alrighty, we might end up having to use this other one. I really don't want to use the Roland SRV for this song because I think it's way too dense of a reverb, and this is already a pretty dense track. I want to use something a little bit lighter and airier, so yeah, I'll use the spring reverb. You said, oh hi, how are you? You said, this mixer. Oh, cool story about this mixer. So I started off with my Mackie mixer, and I really liked it, but I did a lot of deep research into different types of mixing boards and went deep into the music forums and listened to a bunch of different clips of different mixers. And for the price point, I loved how this one sounded. And it has all the inputs and outputs that I needed. And when I got it, I was so excited that I got it because it sounded exactly the way that I wanted. The Midas is fantastic. If I had to step it up, I would get an SSL mixer. But those are huge, right? And they're heavy and they take up a lot of power. So this is great. A Midas Venus is perfect. I also like the other mixers. They start with a, can't remember the name right now. If I remember it, I'll let you know. The Mackie mixers are pretty good too, but the Mackie mixers don't really have the personality. They have a good character to them, but they don't have the personality of the Midas mixer. Why do you use a mixer? If so, what type of mixer do you use? What type of mixing board do you like to use? Okay, I found it. This is the cable that I need. Okay. Return. Alright. Here we go. Oh, okay, I see. Got them both. Got both the cables that I need here, which is awesome. Bam! Now it's time to set it up on the reverb that you can't see down here. Alright. Almost done. line 1. Okay, everything is set up now in here. Thank God. So now I'm about to have some pretty cool reverb. I'm not sure who that is, Art. What's it? Can you rephrase the question, Art? Oh, you like Neve? The Neve centerpiece. Yeah, I was looking at those when I was looking for a mixer. Really, really great if you want like a sleek mixer, right? If you want something that's sleek, you have a really nice hybrid studio. You want something that's, and also depends on the type of music that you do. Like, what type of music do you do? Do you do like soundscapes, sound scoring? Perfect for that. Pop. Kind of like a John Mayer type of music. The centerpieces, gold on that. Yeah, so that's a great mixer as well. So many great every mixer to me, almost every mixer is great, right? Like the Allen Heaths, the SSLs, the Neves, the I'm trying to remember the name of my other favorite one. I always forget that name. But there's so many great mixing boards. All right. So everything should be set up with a reverb now, thank goodness. So, all right, let's see. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. If not, I'll be running back here. Let's just check it on vocals. All right.
What you think of this one?
All right, line 1. Let me turn it on. All right. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Because I have to reset the front of the mixer because I forgot when I did the video on the not the front of the mixer, the front of the gated reverb. Because when I did the video, I reset it. I'm like, why is there no sound? Because I reset it. I normally leave everything in the same position. Alright, now I should have sound on this. Okay.
Keeps on getting better, never gonna stop. Hold on, nothing's gonna ever get me down. Relax, all the possibilities unbound. So
what'd I do?
All the dust of acres at my feet.
I got a signal going into the mixer, the reverb.
It is me.
Oh Lord. Always something.
I'm free, I'm fair, no trees so down, and I feel so good. I won't throw it.
Always something. Hi Andrew, good to see you. Ours, yeah, there's so many great music boards for mixing. So many, so many. The one that I really like is called the what is it? It's the one that's I'm like so sleepy right now. It's a little hard for me to remember. You guys remember, what are the mixing boards that start with an A and start with an H? It's one of those two. All right, let me check this again. All right. Effects 1. Out, both going into effects 1. Oh, there we go. There's the problem. I did not do a line test on the reverb. Not Ellen Heath. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that's a perfect example. It's called the gosh, that's gonna bother me now. It's the one that the guy who did the Nirvana album, who produced it, one of their less popular albums, one that passed on. His name is Steve. He used that board. Oh, okay, never mind. If it comes to me, I'll tell you. Not ADR, but not ATR. All right. Anyways. There we go. Now we hear reverb.
Doing just fine. Living my best life now, better than I thought.
I'm gonna adjust it.
It keeps on getting better, never gonna stop.
None.
Hold on, nothing's gonna get me down. Relax, all the possibilities are there.
This is
So
Max.
all the fingers in my feet.
I gotta check the cable here.
I'm the bills running as me. So let me tell you about why.
Always check your cables. You hear this? And I hate to say it, but the one cable that's giving me problems is actually the Mugami cable that's back there. But I still love Mugami. Alright, so now the reverb is set up. So here we go. Okay. Let me fast forward.
Please, cause I do what I say. So now and again to you. Let me tell you about what
Spain is very little.
see. All you get is love and truth. Cause
So
I'm
this is with reverb, and let me do none.
None. On the count of 1, 2,
Subtle
3.
reverb.
There's all demand for me. So
I'm just going to use a little bit because I'm going to be using a little bit more equipment here on it in a minute. Alright, here we go. And a little bit, let's put a little bit on the drums, the drum room. Just a little tiny bit. This will be max.
what you think about? What you think about?
I'm going to fast forward that part.
Cause I do what I please, cause I do what I say. So now and again to you. Let me tell you about what you say. Oh, you get
Before, I mean after,
truth. Cause I'm not sure.
before.
Maybe it's to what you get. On
Alright,
the
a little bit less on
count
the
of
drum.
1, 2, 3. There's a whole demand
Alright.
for me. So
The guitars are going to take the most work. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed some comments. It wasn't AMS. It wasn't Heritage. It's like the most popular brand. Oh my gosh. That's the one name I can never seem to remember. I don't know why. They came out with the, I almost want to look it up. But I don't want to get too distracted. They just came out with the second one. I promise it'll come to me. The name of that mixing board. But I really want one. Actually, I have it written down. I have my dream piece of gear list on here. It'll be here. Alright, here we go. It is called, if it's not on this list, and that's just, I'm not, API! API. The API, the box is what they call them. Yes, I do want one. Yeah, those are Oh my gosh, the APIs. Yeah, I've got here my little gear list. I only have a few of the pieces that I want. I have on here stuff that I don't have yet. You'll know some of these names. I'll just name a couple. The Distressor, the SSL Fusion. But I don't really know if I need an SSL Fusion now, but the Distressor, the API 2500. I don't have anything by API. The API 2500, the API, the box, and let's see, one more, the Maggie Q. I got the the SPL Vitalizer to kind of satisfy what I need for the Maggie Q, but what else? The Fatso, my Kush. I have the UBK Clariphonic, but the Fatso, if you guys are familiar with that, ooh, that can do the bass, right? Bass and drums. Yeah, you said it's a fantastic API. I know. That's like one of those dream consoles. You know, that's one of those ones you save up for years. Kind of like a Les Paul or something like that. Once you get the API, the Neve, those are like forever boards. Like once you get one of those, you don't need to worry about buying another one. Really great for R&B music too. Well, you never know, Art. You know, a lot of times people don't get their API until they save up for years and years, or sometimes they'll get a really great deal. You know, all right. So now let's go ahead and I hope that, thank goodness this is plugged in. All right. What amps do I have? I have a few amps. They're on this side though. I've got orange, a PV, and the amp that I use is the orange amp. I've got a video on that too, I think, where I show, because I have different speakers. I customized them myself. Yep. What amp do you like? It's just a basic amp. Better than using an amp sim, but there's all kinds of amps I would love to get. Oh, when did I start building the physical studio? Probably back in like 2017, 2016? 2016, 2017. Before that, I was like mostly digital, almost 100% digital. That's why I never get mad if somebody's like, oh, I don't want analog, I want digital. I was that person. I thought getting analog was silly. So I totally understand that people are like, I want to do digital. Totally good. You know, I've got a funny story about that. When digital first started becoming like super popular and affordable with Pro Tools, digital was what everybody wanted because people were so used to a lot of the lower priced analog gear sounding very muddy and thick, that when digital came out, it was super crisp and clear. So if you have Pro Tools and a little M card, I forgot what they call them, for a little small interface for Pro Tools, you were considered to be like the GOAT. That was like the best thing that you could have. And everybody loved that super crisp, sharp, clean digital sound. Everybody wanted it because it, back then we considered that to be like really professional. But yeah, I was pretty small, but I was around it, you know. But now everything is digital, and everybody has plugins, and everything is super crisp. And so some of us, you know, we appreciate analog and the feel of it and the sound of it. And it also depends on what style of music you're doing. Like if you're doing like old school R&B or jazz or something, you definitely want to have an analog console. You said Topaz? I think I missed something. Topaz. What's up, Mobley? That's cool. A lot of musicians and engineers, but you guys make awesome, cool stuff. All right, SRV 3300. I'm gonna use a space reverb. I don't know what for yet, but I'm gonna use it for something. It looks like I'm lagging, unfortunately. Hopefully nobody's screen recording. And if you're in the live, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button. But I think you double tap the screen. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for liking the live. Okay. All right, I'm gonna test the. I should just use the silver button. I'll do that later because I don't like having to set that part up. Alright, here we go with the reverb on the... Now hear it. There's that big space dimensional reverb. Alright, I'm going to switch the setting on it though. That's a very weird setting to use. Everything looks good. For me not even having it up that loud. Alright. There we go. That one's gonna work. So that's nothing. I'm listening with the space reverb. I put it on that. It's a huge reverb. So I'm just gonna do just a little bit, just to fill out the drums. Alright. Am I lagging? It looks like I'm lagging, or I might have lost connection. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can see me and hear me, because if I lost connection, I'm gonna come back in. Thank you for liking the live. Okay, it's clear. Okay, great. Thank you. Trident. No, those used to be so popular back in the day. How do you like the sound of the Tridents? People used to love those, especially for like R&B. They used to love those mixers, from what I remember. All right. I'm gonna use very little of this. Let's just see what the vocals sound like with it. Whoa. That's actually pretty. Wait, hold up. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Can we rewind? Why not? What? That actually is kind of pretty. Okay. Space echo reverb. Yeah, I'm gonna use a little bit. Keeps on getting better, never gonna stop. Hold on, really need it on, how do I forget to put reverb on the, okay. I need to add reverb to one more part here. You know, I've always talked about resetting your mixer in between. I have reverb turned up on max on a couple of these tracks. All right, I think we are all good to go now. Alrighty. Dang. Time for the meaty part of the mix, which is when I'm going to actually go through and run it through the SPL Vitalizer. Oh, thank you so much, Music Studio. That's really sweet. I'm not sure if you're still here. Apologize. Thank you so much. You like the SSL, you said? Mean Gene. And the Focusrite? Ooh. Yeah, those are great mixers. Yeah. Yeah, even if you stack plugins or just use a couple of plugins, nothing beats using analog hardware for sure. Mobley said we can. No, I got thrown off on the mix because I broke a rule that I have, which is I always reset the whole board before I start a new mix. I did not reset this one, so I'm putting up reverb, and I'm like, wait a minute, half of these were turned up already. Pyramid by ADA 128. That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure which one that is. I have a little ADA piece down here, but it's not probably what you have. Gotta start over half of it. It's okay. Actually, I broke two of my rules, which is I always like to keep my mixing board labeled. and also reset it. I didn't do either one. I was just doing a quick mix though. You said you wish you owned what, Mean Gene? The ADA 128? Is that for guitars or bass? All right. I think I'm just going to set up the vitalizer. And I'm not going to do that much of this song. I just need to make sure not to add too much high frequency because my tape machine, the type of tape I'm going to use, is going to add quite a bit. So I'm going to dial all of that back. Oh, the ADA interface. What interface do you use right now? I'm going to use the SPL Vitalizer as a bus track. All right, so here we go. No! No! Oh, I completely unplugged everything with the vitalizer. Of course I did. Alright, it's not a big deal. I just have to decide if I want to use it. I'm not going to use it as an insert. I'm going to just stay on for a couple more minutes because I actually need to take a nap. I've been up all night. Most of the night. Oh, Prism! The Prisms are really, really good. Those are like super high-end interfaces, if I remember right. I think they were a little bit more popular back in the day. Like a few years back. 10 years ago. Prisms. I remember those. I'm not sure if that's the one that like has the really, really, really good converters plugged in or built in. I'm sleepy, yeah. Alright. Alright. Let me see what's going on with the SPL Vitalizer because that's going to be crucial to getting a decent mix out of this song. Because of how it was recorded. So where are my bus tracks? Group 1. Okay, wait, never mind. Never mind. Thank goodness. I only need the insert cable. So, here we go. The insert cables. Alright. So, you guys probably already know how to use these, but just in case, if you're new here, these are insert cables. Crucial if you have a mixing board. And it's like you almost can't have too many. And I recommend getting 6 feet. These are not 6 feet, these are 3 feet. Hi, Soulful, how are you? How's it going? Alright, insert 1 and insert 2. Now, I'm going to plug it into the SPL Vitalizer. If it reaches. I don't think it's going to reach. Let's find out. I'll be right back to the screen in about 30 seconds here. Almost done. Input. Output. I hope this is plugged in. If not, I'm going to be so sad. I'm about to find out. I did not do my hair, so it's kind of like poopy. You said you just bought a Tascam. Oh, 2488. Congratulations. It's awesome. You're going to be doing some non-computer mixes soon. That is so cool. Congratulations. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this is plugged in. It is. All right. Thank goodness. All right. So, let's see. And thank you all for liking the live. All right. Okay. So here we go. This is where it gets fun. Let me send all the tracks over to that bus. Just to hear how they sound. Okay. Now I gotta turn on the SPL Vitalizer. Okay. Let's see what I got going on here. It's gonna be very loud. Let's see. How do I want to do this right now? Okay, just the reverb. One of the cables has a short in them. I can already tell. All right. Yeah. Totally has a short in it. You're right. Oh. All right. Let me turn this off for just a minute. Oh, I don't need to actually do that. Let me just do it like this. I'm doing things a little bit different today. All right, let's see if I can find this short. Ah. get some more cables out. That's the only downside about insert cables. These particular ones get short sometimes. All right. Here we go. Normally I leave everything plugged in, but I'd unplugged a lot of the stuff. Okay. Here we Wait, hold up. Did I? Oh, wow. Never mind. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not even going to tell you what I forgot to do there. All right. Now I think I'm back in business here. See what that sounds like? That's what a short sounds like. Let's fix that. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. When I go to reset this up, I won't have this issue. But since I had unplugged everything, yeah, that's true, Soulful. Soulful, how long have you been using it? Hold on. There we go. Goodness gracious. I need to take a break. Okay. Oh. All right, let me check all these connections here because something is unplugged. All right, and then I'm about to wrap it up. Okay. That part looks good. Did this cable just completely go out? my goodness. That is so exciting. It looks like everything is set there. I know I'm making a really simple mistake just because I'm sleepy. Okay, let's see what's going on. This is weird. Uh-oh. Alright, let me check the cable. I'm like over here sweating. Yeah, it's always something really simple. You're right. Okay. Yeah, it is something simple. Everything should be good now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was funny. All right. So let me switch back to this cable. And then I'm pretty much set with that part. There we go. Wait, what? Alright, I think I got it. This is why it's good not to unplug and plug the stuff back in, just to leave it plugged in. You don't have to worry about that. Alright, everything is active. Okay, here we go. Let me reset the SPL Vitalizer a little bit more. Uh-oh. No, not everything is plugged in. Alright, I might take a break and come back and adjust the cables and stuff like that. Andrew, yeah. Yeah, that's happened before, Andrew. How are you guys doing? What state are you guys in? East Coast, West Coast, or what country? I always have trouble with this Vitalizer when I reset everything up. Let me see if I can short in there. Alright, I'm gonna switch out the cables. Switzerland, way cool. Tennessee, Arizona, awesome. That is so cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to buy some more insert cables that are 3 feet for the Hosa, because every single time they give me trouble. And it's sad, because I like those cables, but oh well. Alright. My hair is like getting more and more messed up. Alright, let's see. You know, the thing about cheap cables is they sound so amazing for like the first year, 2 years. They sound so good for the first year or 2 years. You're like, why would I ever need to buy more expensive cables? These are great. And then after like 3 years or so, they start going out. And then you're like, you start going through what I'm going through, and you're like, wait, this is why it's good to get high quality cables so you don't have to do all that back and forth. You just plug it in, you're good to go. Because one little bitty short is enough to kind of throw off the whole balance of a stereo mix. And if you've recorded with analog, you probably know or remember. And then you have to go through and match the cables, ideally match the length, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Alright, we'll just work with these. You said... Oh, thank you, Andrew! Yeah, this is a demonstration on why you should always buy really high quality cables when you can. Just those little shorts, that's all it takes, because what I'm using right now is a stereo EQ, parallel EQ. So just a tiny little short is enough to completely ruin it. Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and I'm going to probably head off for today. Okay. And thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. It was really cool being able to hang out with you and get to know you more. I think I'm about to go get some lunch and probably take a little nap. And then finish this afterwards. I know, I'm kind of nervous to hear some of y'all's music, man. I know you guys make great music. I can tell. I bet it's awesome. You said the best cables are the ones you make yourself. I know. I don't have that skill set. I'm not very good at soldering. But people that can make their own cables, they make bomb cables, beautiful cables for like a fraction of the price. I don't know what it is about the metal and the soldering. It's just a little bit too much for me. I've done it a couple of times when I customized my bass and did a couple of little repairs on the guitars. Okay. Now those cables worked, from what it looks like. I think. I'm gonna run some more tests here off camera. But I think it's good now. Alright. Oh, I should explain. The speakers I'm using right now, not the best speakers to listen through. These are extremely flat, and I put them in the flattest mode. These are the iLouds portable speakers, and the idea is if you can get even a halfway decent sounding mix, kind of like the NS10s, if you can get a halfway decent balanced sounding mix out of these, when you put them on the big speakers or big headphones, it should, in theory, sound really, really good. So these are kind of like, they serve the same function. I might hook up the NS10s a little bit later, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see, but I'm definitely going to hook up my Alesis speakers later on, but off camera, because I got to use the speakers that are over here. Oh, you said you've had to deal with that before yourself with the cables and stuff, Andrew. Alright, I think I'm going to do the rest of the mix. Well, I have to do a line test on the Vitalizer. So I think I'm going to head off, get some lunch and stuff. Let me just check it. Sounds like it's where it needs to be. A couple more line tests on the Vitalizer. Oh boy. Hello, Rafael. Hello, Venezuela. That is amazing. You too, Soulful. Have a wonderful afternoon as well. Yeah, I'm about to go head off and get a little snack. Yeah, I'm going to do a triple check line test on the cable before I finish off the mix later on, because I've had times where I'm like, oh, it's fine, and then I get to the end, I'm like, uh-oh. So I want to make sure all the cables are good to go. What happened is when I was resetting everything up, I unplugged everything, plugged everything back in, and sometimes when that happens, if there was an issue with a cable or something, it can throw off the balance. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome, amazing day. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any questions, You can leave them in the comments. Also, you can check out the members subscription. I'm going to be adding to that shortly. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for keeping me company as well. And great getting to know you guys better, guys and girls better. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. And until next time. Oh, you're welcome, Dee Dee. Until next time, I guess I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.